have our steaks cooking, we want to put some Everglades rub on it. Just pour the Everglades rub on it. Right here, we have our white wine. We want to drop some white wine on it. Splash. We want the red wine. We want to splash. Now, if you're getting tired of Everglade rubs, just do this. Just cook some Chinese with it. Getting a little tired of it, but you're still gonna have it, you know, because it's really good for you. Now we got sesame seed oil, oyster sauce. We want a drop of sesame, 1, 2, 3 splashes. We don't want so much sesame. Sesame is good and bad. 1 teaspoon of soy, and we want a little bit of oyster sauce. We want a little bit of oyster sauce to make it a good Chinese remedy. And we got our Kung Pao sliced steak tips. And we're gonna want to put some Kung Pao on it because Kung Pao tastes good on everything. We're gonna want a lot of Kung Pao on that steak. And Kung Pao is good to cook on your steak. And we're gonna want this cane sugar. You might as well use it. You got so much cane sugar to put on it. Not so much, but a lot. And then there we go. We got it marinated. Now we're gonna want to flip and cook this. Cook and flip. Cook and flip. Cook and flip. Do we want our Japanese 7 spices? Maybe, because this stuff's good, baby. Look at that. Already looking good. Let's get our Japanese 7 spices. You can cook this spicy with cayenne if you want to, or you can just leave the spice aside. Here's our Japanese 7 spices. It's always good. Japanese always does something good to it. And then we stick it like so. Get a lot of spice in there. And it's cooking. That's why we only want a little tiny drop of splash in sesame sesame seed oil. We don't want too much, because we don't want too much of the gathering. Then you got your noodles and your noodle packets here. You're gonna want to add. You just want to add the oil. It's like a Mongolian barbecue asphyxiated. You're cooking a brilliant Mongolian barbecue. You're going to want to add the vegetables, which is a bunch of green onions. Add the vegetables like so. You're going to want to add the powder. This is the spicy powder. I'm liking this. Should have put that on another section. And you're gonna want the soy powder, like so. And you're just gonna want to stir it, and this is the red wine Chinese. And you're gonna want to stir it up until it looks delicious. Let the steak broil. Got it in a Chinese saucepan. Is what I wish, but my Chinese saucepan rusted. Got too much rust water in it. like I'm going to cook with Russ. I bought one of them fake Chinese saucepans. One of those callback ones. So I'm sorry I couldn't cook you with a regular saucepan. Now we're gonna let that simmer. And it's gonna taste all good. Then when it's done, it looks beautiful, trust me. I'm gonna mix it in, and that's about all I'm gonna do. And that is how you make a good sauce. You don't know what this sauce is. It's Chinese, Italian. It's very good and exquisite. It's very good and exquisite meal. You love it. You get tired of the Everglades. You gotta mix it up a little bit. And you gotta mix it up with your Chinese. And it might be so good. Let me give myself a little taste. I don't know why, but that is so good. So good. It kind of gives it a sweet and sour pork. Maybe the sweet and sour pork was my ordeal. Maybe they painted it orange and took me for granted, but this is it. This is what you want. Really good.